America and direct mail. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Happy Independence Day for those of you who reside in the United States of America, and for those of you who don't. Uh, Today is the episode that will probably air on the 4th of July, which is the Independence Day of America. Uh, and on this day, there's nothing more American than the United States Postal Service. In fact, because of the U.S. Postal Service, one of the main reasons why we have postal service across the globe is because America led the way. So it's an American invention. Not that they didn't have forms of postal service before America, but to have it standardized across an entire country led the other world to end up doing the same thing. And now we have an international postal system. In a sense, we can send stuff just about anywhere that we can think of. So that's pretty neat. And there's nothing more neater than that when it comes to business, and that's direct mail. We oftentimes call it direct mail, and that's the idea of sending mail directly to your customer and having a postal relationship, if you will. So, what I have here, this is a letter, and I'm going to cover up the address. I received this here at my house, and if you look, this is from California Psychics. Now, this is a little bit older. It was to a former resident or current resident, and so because it says or current resident, it gives me a chance to be able to open it. And before I open it, though, I want to point out some of the things about it, and as I open it, I'll give you my first impressions of it, just from my experience with dealing with direct mail, both doing it for myself and for my clients, and some little tips you might be able to walk away with. So right off the bat, I know who this is from because it's very clearly stated. So there's other ways you could handle it. You could not say the name of the company and just have the address up here in the return address section. And by doing that, you have the ability to be relatively blind mail, or you could just have the name of the president or whoever runs the organization or business. You could do something like that and pretty much come under the radar and come in on what they call the curiosity factor. So it makes a person say, okay, well, what is this? Where is it from? But here's another giveaway is you've got the postage paid, the U.S. postage paid printed on there, which automatically says junk mail to a certain extent. And I happen to know this because I know people that have worked in the post office. They give this lower priority. Any type of bulk mail, anything like that that has an insignia like this, they don't. They're not as diligent about delivering it. Oftentimes, that's the stuff that gets lost the quickest in the mail. And also inner office mailing systems, which I used to work in one at the Wells Fargo building in downtown Sacramento, California. I worked at a law firm which handled a couple floors worth of lawyers, and we were always told to basically junk the junk mail. So anything that's coming through with something like this would automatically go away unless it looked more official, unless it had something more official to it. So that you got to keep that in mind. You have to weigh that out when you're sending out direct mail. Another thing that automatically gives this away is this little section right here. It's got a little ad right on the envelope. Now that's fine, but you have to realize that as soon as a lot of people see the ad, they won't read it. They sense that it's junk mail. They can see who it's from. They sense that it's junk mail, and they will toss it without ever opening it, which is the biggest deal with direct mail, is just getting the darn thing in the right hands and opened. Most of it just does not ever get opened. This very easily, if my wife would have gotten her hands on it, would have just ended up in the mail. I said, California Psychics, I got to open this and see what this is all about. Plus, just the outside of the envelope tells a story that you should know. You should at least have an understanding of what makes this. So I'm opening this thing up. We're going to see what's on the inside. And if it were addressed to someone else, I wouldn't be opening it, but it says current resident. If I didn't make that clear enough up till now, it gives me the ability to be able to open it. Also, if you say current resident, that's a clear distinction that it's junk mail, because obviously you don't care who whose hands it gets in. So this is a hard paper stock kind of a card here, and because it's hard, it will get more attention because you could feel it through the envelope. It doesn't feel, if it feels less loose, and people do this all the time, and you'll watch yourself when you're checking your mail, you'll feel envelopes to see, okay, is there a card in here? Is there something else in here? And if it's a harder stock, it makes the open rate a lot higher. That's been proven. So this is says California psychics cultivate spiritual growth, kindness, creativity, forgiveness, assertiveness. They've got little pictures here, and you can open it up, and it says how to cultivate kindness daily. Okay, don't let your words bring down people. So it has a bunch of little feel-good sayings on creativity, forgiveness, assertiveness. And on the very back, it says, during this season of growth, nurture what you need as you set off on your journey towards spiritual growth. Let us be your guide. We're here to help you foster new opportunities and overcome the challenges that may come your way. Download our app. So that's the first call to action. They've got the little insignia, download our app for Apple Store or Google Play. They've got the name, CaliforniaPsychics.com. They got the website. They've got the phone number. Starting a new path, move forward with confidence and clarity, up to 25% off. Offer valid March 25th through 27th. So this does show you it's older. I don't know how long I've been sitting on this. I don't know if I've been sitting on it since March or if it just showed up late. Either way, it's dated, which is a good way to be able to drive people to do something. If you have a call to action that's dated, it's the same offer that's on the outside of the envelope, though the outside of the envelope doesn't have a date on it. And it would probably be helpful if they said that it was dated. If there's dated material inside, it does not say that. It just says 25% off details inside. If they said that, that's why you see a lot of things say dated material on the inside. That increases people to open it. Overall, not bad. I'd be curious to see how this actually turned out for them, how many of them they sent out, who they sent it out to, and what type of response they got. It's all relative. So if this was worth their money, then it's worth their money. There's always things you could do to improve it, to get people to open it up more, to act on it, which is the main thing that you're hopefully going for, is a very specific action. There's ways of going about doing that. I might have gone or tested trying out some other ways, because I think you could do a whole lot more with a lot less paper. But it's good effort and very interesting. Hopefully some of that rubbed off on you, because it's not just about direct mail. It's the same thing that comes through whether you're sending an email or anything else. Is the person going to open this thing? Are they going to read it? Are they going to read enough? Are they going to read the thing that matters most? And are they going to do the action that I want them to do? Am I being clear about what that action is? Or am I messing it up by adding too many concepts of different actions to go for? You never want to do that. Make things as clear as possible for people, because it's tough for people to do anything unless you're extremely clear on what to do and why to do it. Hopefully that's helpful to you. I'm always offering my services to companies to be able to kind of figure this stuff out beforehand, so that you could test it and really figure out how these things can be of use to your business, instead of just tossing money down the drain, which people do over and over and over again. It doesn't matter whether it's direct mail or whether it's a pay-per-click campaign. You ought to have someone on your team that can go through this and look at it with a critical eye. So go check out brianjpombo.com. If you want a consulting session, go check out brianjpombo.com/Amazon for the Amazon Proof Strategy session. That link is in the description. You can click on it right now, because we're done for today. Hey, we'll see you back tomorrow. Have a wonderful Independence Day, and we will see you tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.